Hey guys, welcome back. And I know, another Barbie topic video, but no, it's not actually. It's completely opposite. But it does have to do with Barbie, and it does have to do with Oppenheimer. And I felt like that I should start with it and then just move around. I had already recorded one video, but it was like 30 minutes long, and I'm like, I can probably cut it up to like 10, 12, 14 minutes, hopefully, because 30 minutes is kind of a lot. I'm not doing a live. I should probably, if I get this to be a habit, maybe I'll do lives at some point so I can just talk for a whole hour and then, go about my life. But essentially, the title of this video is what it is because I feel like Hollywood keeps learning all the wrong lessons with successes that they have. Yes, and both of these films are successes in the box office, just like you can see right there. Deadline reporting that Barbie synergizes past 500 million worldwide at the box office, with Oppenheimer eyeing at 300 million global through Friday. That is success in its own right. There's nothing that you can say when it comes to these numbers. I know a lot of people are probably wishing that Barbie falls off a cliff, and I see a lot of pundits and a lot of so-called, like I say, quote-unquote conservative reviewers. Ben Shapiro, I'm looking at you. 42 minutes for a movie that you hated. It's kind of absurd. I didn't even do a video about The Little Mermaid, and it's not that I hated it because I never watched it. Again, there's ways for you to make a point without having to, I don't know, make yourself the butt of a joke for people. Like, if you're so smart, like you claim, that this movie was going to be this terrible, bro, you should have not have watched it. That's it. Like, I know that you're trying to capitalize with content. I know you're trying to give a perspective of it, but it's like you're doing things wrong. You're buying toys, you're burning them. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be meant as a satire, but you're wasting all this money that you probably have. I mean, do you? But you're making these companies like richer, and I don't understand, because if you want to make a point, just don't support it, right? Just don't give your money away. There's definitely movies that I'm like, that looks terrible. I'm not gonna support it, and I don't go watch it. I don't even stream them, and sometimes they're like standing there like in streaming for years on end, and I'm like, oh, this movie, I forgot that even existed. Like, that's how you make a point, right? That's how you can make a point and then just let people do what they want to do. Like, some people enjoy some movies that I really don't like, or that I really didn't want to support ever, and it is what it is. I know that a lot of people hated The Flash, and I, for one, actually enjoyed it. I think that the CGI was terrible and that the use of AI was cheap and absurd. But anyway, just throwing it out there, I feel like it's a little bit ridiculous, but the numbers are there. You can say it. He says that it's going to fall off a cliff in the second weekend. The numbers in the weekdays have not supported that statement whatsoever, unless, hey, maybe he's seeing something that I'm not, or that other people are missing. But the movie is poised to cross $1 billion. It's only been a week and it's already halfway there. Unless it has some major sleeper competition in the next few weeks, which I highly doubt, it's gonna pass the $1 billion mark. Unless, again, a lot of the women that actually watched it and enjoyed it are not gonna do repeat viewing. But I don't even think that's just the women that are watching it and enjoyed it. I've seen a lot of actual straight men that have enjoyed it. So again, and the standing is still 74% in Rotten Tomatoes in the all audience score. It's still good. I think the movie is gonna leg out really well, and it'll probably pass $1 billion. It's statistically improbable, or probably impossible, for this movie to not reach $1 billion. But anyway, 4 minutes in, it is what it is. But I feel like Hollywood is learning all the wrong lessons with this success, and this is the reason why I titled this is the reason why I titled the video what I titled it. And here we are. So I was reading through it a little bit, but here it is. I'm gonna skim through this because I don't want this video to just be 30 minutes again, because I will ramble, because I just feel these things are absurd. But following Barbie, Mattel is planning 17 more movies based on its famous toys and brands. Oh God, sorry. I need to verify something real quick here. Yeah. So yeah, and here are the movies. I, for one, don't feel like they should start like making movies out of every single property that they have because Barbie was successful. I don't even think that Barbie as a sequel would work. I think that this should be like an Elf, just a one and done. And if you're gonna capitalize or do something about it, do a Ken movie. I think if you do a spin-off Ken movie and then like market it towards like men's health, or at least the story and the message be about men's health and the lack of the lack of conversation about it, I think you'll probably have a really good movie. Again, you have Barbie for the women and then Ken for men. And what woman doesn't want to see Ryan Gosling, and even the gays for that matter, shirtless? Like, it's a win-win. Do a Ken movie and then that's it. And then you have a Barbie and Ken movie and then just wait it out for a few years. And then if you want to come out with a sequel, come out with a sequel or come out with something else. But I feel like sometimes Hollywood needs to slow their roll instead of just being like, yeah, this made sense. Let's just keep on rolling with it. No. Back up, because that in the past, like as of recent, it hasn't helped you. It's just been flop after flop after flop after flop. So you should talk to Disney about that, because they're very good at it. Like they're literally, they can do business 101 and flopperies. Anyway, but these all look terrible. Lena Dunham directing a Polly Pocket movie, comedy Polly Pocket, is essentially telling me like, oh, we're giving you Barbie, great value version. We're giving you essentially Greta Gerwig, but the most like the great value version of it, the bootleg version of it with Lena Dunham. Again, it's a dig on Lena Dunham because I really don't care for her. But it's essentially that's what this is giving. It's like we're giving you Barbie mini, but putting a bootleg spin to it. Again, terrible idea. An Uno heist comedy featuring Lil Yachty. I don't know. I don't know what executive was like, ooh, yes, this is a moneymaker. I'm confused. I'm so confused. This, like a Barney movie with the Get Out star Daniel Kaluuya and then A24 type. So essentially, you're saying that you're gonna do X or Pearl with Barney. Like, I'm terrible idea. Like, terrible idea. This, I wouldn't even like. A major Matt Mason. I don't know what that is, so I'm just gonna skip right through it. This one I would actually be on board with. A Magic 8 Ball getting a horror treatment is giving Countdown. Have you guys seen the movie Countdown? The one with the app where you just use it and it tells you when you're gonna die. They can spin it. Oh, hey, Final Destination meets 8 Ball. I don't know, like, or Truth or Dare type of thing. Like, you can do this. Why? Because it's a big it's something that people know what it is. Magic ball, right? Horror is cheap to make, and it's a running gag. You know, you can even do a satire horror and not take yourself seriously and just go bonkers with it. Keep it on the cheap, it'll make money. Why? Because people will say how terrible it is. You'll probably pique people's interest, and then that's it. If you do like a good 15-20 million, that's it. Market a little bit, not too much. Have people talk about it, either good or bad press, and then that's it, right? You don't need much else. So this I can get behind it. I don't think it's the most terrible idea out of the bunch, but this one definitely is something that they can do, and they'll probably be making money. I think a lot of people have been expecting a He-Man live action for some time now, but I feel like Kevin Smith also damaged the brand with the whole issue that he had with Netflix and his whole like cry about the bait and switch that He-Man had in its own show. So I don't know to what extent they're able to capitalize on it, but I think that if anything, this or even Max Steel would be something that people would actually want to go and see. You can even have Max Steel like do a movie and then have Margot Robbie do a cameo as Barbie. Just, I don't know, he sees her walking or talks with her on her way to the gynecologist. I don't know. Again, things write themselves. It's not the best idea, but throwing it out there doesn't seem that bad, right? There's ways that you can take creative aspects on these movies and probably make a profit out of it. But again, all of these just seem terrible. J.J. Abrams producing like a gritty Hot Wheels film. I mean, we already have Fast and Furious. I don't even know what this is, but it's giving, I don't know what's giving. Hallmark in the cheap? I don't know. Thomas the Tank Engine. I'll say this and I will go on record and saying this. If you're gonna make a movie about Thomas the Tank Engine, you better make it a horror. I need to see this little train. I need him ramming people in the trail racks, and that sounded super bad. That sounded terrible, and I think that I mentioned it in the prior video, and I was like, maybe not say that again, but it's just the only way that I can think about it. Just have him have people I don't know, just think of it, Thomas the Tank Engine meets Meat Train, something like that. You'll probably have people watching it for the whole gore of it all, and really, we made this happen. And come on, tell me that phase doesn't give you nightmares. Does it? Does not give you nightmares? Because I feel like it does. If you were not horrified with this when you were a child, there's something extremely disturbing about you, because I was horrified, and I love horror films. I love horror films. I grew up to love them. But yeah, give me it type of horror, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is good. We've already had this. Isn't it Steel Real or something like that? Again, Real Steel? No, we don't need this again. Nobody cares about you, American Doll. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is either. Don't care. A Matchbox. Again, we have Fast and Furious, and those are even going down a cliff. A Viewmaster movie. All of these are just terrible idea. And this is why I keep saying, this is why I titled the video the way that I titled it. I feel like Hollywood always tends to learn the wrong lessons when it comes to successes that they have, and they just start putting out ideas. And again, this might also be a PR stunt to help promote Barbie even more, and keep the hype alive of it, and keep the Barbie movie in conversation, and have it make more money. And that's fine and dandy. But these are terrible ideas. And I know for certain that there's certain executives that are going, yes, this is amazing. We really have a lot of money winners here. No, you don't. You really don't. And that's why I keep saying Hollywood has run out of ideas. And I feel like they just use big IPs in order to make themselves have money, but they have no creative aspect behind it. They just keep churning out stuff and putting out stuff that lack imagination, creativity, spark. It just they're losing all of its creativity. And the reason why I say this, and I can even cement it, is this. No, it's not this actually. I was going to talk about AI earlier, but I was like, maybe not. But it's this. Okay. So Paramount Animation to move away from original animated features and only focus on Nick IPs. This is sad, right? Because it does tell you that Hollywood has run out of ideas, and the only way that they can make content and make money is if they rely on big name brands. Gone are the days at this point of things that were created from the bottom up. Gone are the days of people thinking about something or actually putting in the work to create new ideas, to foster new audiences, and give audiences new stories and that they can relate to, right? And I've said this, I don't know, I've never said this on camera, but I've said this to people that I know, and that I talk about this on a daily basis, but I feel that they're utilizing streaming the wrong way. I think that streaming should be a way for them to platform or to promote movies that don't get that much attention in the box office, but they feel that have a very good idea as its base. And for example, you can utilize Spider-Verse in this, the animated movie Across the Spider-Verse. It did not do well. Is it Across? Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is the last one. Across the Spider-Verse, one of the two. I think it's Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse is someone. Yeah, so Into the Spider-Verse, the first one. It didn't do that well in the box office. It actually only did around 300 and something million worldwide, but the budget was kept low. So it was kept low for a reason, because it managed the budget so well that the movie didn't actually suffer from it or had any loss in it. but it blew up in streaming thanks to Netflix, and people actually were hyped about it in on Netflix and talking about it, and there was a conversation created about it. Then comes the second movie. It's actually released in theaters, and what does it do? It becomes a box office hit. I feel like streaming should be a way to promote these lesser, or not even lesser, just these new IPs. You know, like Encanto, it blew up on Disney Plus. So then what you can do is create a second Encanto, if anything, and build upon that story, because you're gonna have the people draw there because you already created an audience of it. But they're not utilizing streaming that way, and I feel that that's where they lack, and that's why the creative aspect, imagination aspect of a lot of these studios is just not there. And when I see things like this, it really is. It really is sad, because there's movies that might do really well. I even feel like Wish is something that Disney came up with, and it's new, it's refreshing, it's inclusive, it's everything that they want things to be. But I feel like it's not going to do well because Disney focuses on marketing the wrong stuff and the wrong ideas when it comes to their movies, instead of focusing on, oh, we have a black character, here you go. No, focus on, we have a new story, we have this is about this princess or this person struggling about this and this and that, and everything else will follow through, because people can see. You don't need to be announcing that you have a freaking I don't know, gay character. Like, people can see that. Nobody needs to be announced. Like, it doesn't need to be announced. You can have that without the announcement. But I feel like they market heavy on just one thing because they feel that that's the way to market things. And here we are. Like, they just keep losing money because they focus on the wrong thing. So I think that Hollywood needs to start learning the lessons correctly, and not taking things like Barbie doing so well and being like, oh yeah, let's just do toys movies, or I don't know, Super Mario's doing well, and like, okay, then just let's go to the gaming space and bring those IPs here and make money out of it. No, it's not that. It's entertainment, escapism, being more forefront when it comes to the story of the movie, not all the other BS that you're thinking that it is. I think they're so disconnected with reality and their audiences. They don't even go and survey people to know or see what they're talking about or what they think about a certain movie, or actually take it into consideration. They just go to Twitter and they just feel that everybody that says something in Twitter is just like right about it. No, like, there's other people around there that want other stories. It's sad. I think Hollywood has lost every type of creativity whatsoever, and it also ties into the AI situation, which I'll talk about later. But I think that one thing that the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer have going for themselves is that there is something to be said about the human interaction and imagination that comes up with it. It's not filled with visual effects or CGI that just a computer created. It's all made hand by humans that actually put a lot of sweat and a lot of time and effort to create these beautiful worlds. And people can see that. I'm pretty sure that people can see that, and people resonate with that. And I feel that that is what Hollywood needs to learn. It's that there's certain things and certain aspect that people gravitate towards, but it's all because they see it. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. We shall see if Hollywood continues this trend, but I feel like they're just gonna keep on with the BS, and it's a shame. And Paramount also, it's a shame that they're diverting from original content, because I feel that if they put their minds to it and they hire the right people, pay them the correct amount, they would have something with them. But unfortunately, this is where we're at. So anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. So you can like, subscribe, don't subscribe, dislike, I don't care. Do whatever you feel like. And if you watched the video, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the flip side. Peace.